Hello. If habits are something that just seem to creep up on us, and they can be good habits, they can be bad habits, and they can be rather silly habits, they can be very irritating habits. When we start to think about the next stage on from that and think perhaps of the routines that we have in life, then this implies that we've got much more control over what those routines are. And the routines can be something which helps to make life much easier. They can also, if they become too rigid and too fixed, make life very prescribed, very awkward, very dead. So, for instance, you may be quite happy to have a routine of going to visit an elderly relative or someone who that you feel an obligation towards, but you don't really enjoy those regular trips to see them. And the problem can be if it becomes a routine, a fixed routine of always going on a particular day of the week or at a certain period of time, it becomes repeated, then one of the dangers can be, A, is that you begin to resent it, but also the person that you're visiting may well come to expect it. And so even with your routines, I think it's a good idea to maintain some degree of flexibility. But in the first instance, probably what we need to think about is the routines that we establish for our own life. And one of the really important routines is that routine of how we get through the day. Now, it's fairly well known now that we go through daily rhythms, our diurnal rhythm. It's also increasingly being recognised that our diurnal rhythm is all linked with the daylight and nighttime darkness that we expose our bodies to. And one of the problems in modern life can be that we do tend to be very haphazard. We're haphazard about when we go to bed and go to sleep. We probably stay up late watching the end of a film, or we have a lie-in at the weekend. And the danger and the problem can be there that what seems a very casual, very liberated thing to do can have quite long-standing implications when it comes to your inbuilt daily rhythm. We know, for instance, that regularity is important. We know that going to bed at a certain time, getting up at a certain time, does help the body to maintain a much healthier rhythm of being. We make the going to bed bit complicated, of course, because we've got electricity. We've got artificial light, which we can have on all through the night if we wish. And this in itself is a bad thing. You're much better sleeping in total darkness. But also with modern technology, we've got increasing amounts of blue light, which enter our lives and enter their effects on our lives. Blue light is stimulating, and this is one of the reasons why it's recommended that you cut out the blue light as much as you can for at least an hour before you go to bed. Turn off the TV, turn off the computer, turn off your mobile phone, or if you're going to use them, then wear blue filtering glasses, spectacles. But much better to do without them, much better to turn all those stimuli off and give yourself a nice period of calm and quiet, just reading something which is unprovocative, which you just enjoy. Going to bed in a calm and easy way, sleeping in a comfortable, techno-free room. But then in the morning, hopefully, if you've had a good night, you'll want to wake up earlier. And it can be a very good thing to wake up just even a few minutes earlier than you really have to get to work or to fulfill other daytime obligations. Get up early and get outside even before you have your breakfast. Don't go and walk around the garden. Just go and stand at the front door having a cup of tea or a coffee before you go inside. Even that short period of time exposes the eyes to the morning light. And the morning light, very strangely, affects the whole diurnal rhythm of your circadian rhythms, your way in which you respond to the pattern of the day. It's been found even that by doing something like that, it enables you to sleep better at night. In a very practical way, we can also establish routines that just help to make life easier, or that can answer sort of little problems. As a yoga teacher, one of the common things that I hear from students is that I never know what to do. Okay, you never know what to do when you've got 5 minutes or 10 minutes, 15, 30 or whatever. And this is where it can be very useful to have a routine. Now, of course, the amount of time you've got for your yoga can vary indeed from just a couple of minutes through to a couple of hours. And so it's no good just having one routine. But what I could advise is that you maybe say, okay, what could I do in 1 minute? That's just the time when you've put the phone down, you don't want to start doing anything else. For 1 minute, what can you do? You can go and stand at the door. You can get some fresh air. You can get some natural light. You can take a couple of slow, easy yoga breaths. A few more minutes, and what can you do in 5 or 10 minutes? You can just focus and center yourself, whether you're doing it standing, sitting on a chair, sitting on the floor, even lying down. Just ground and center your thoughts. You can begin just by taking 1 or 2 yoga breaths. You can move the body, remembering that the spine is designed to be flexible and mobile. We're told we're as young as our spine is mobile. So try to incorporate something that moves the spine and the hips forwards, backwards, sideways, twisting. And then maybe finishing either by an inverted posture if you can, if you've got the time, headstands, shoulder stands, as long as your body is fit and trained and able to do them, but also finishing again by taking 1 or 2 breaths, lying down, sitting down, closing your eyes and breathing, and maybe even just whispering to yourself, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace.